部屋を清めたいです。そういう時に鳴らして部屋をこう清めるいつも持ち歩いてるやつがあるんです。これもしあれでしたらそのキャンサーのために使ってください。
He said that this is something that he carries around with him everywhere. It's what he uses to purify rooms whenever he goes into hotels because it feels kind of dark and stuff. So he uses this metal thing and the crystal and he hits it together to purify the rooms to help alleviate. So if it's for this kind of good cause, he would love to donate this for the auctions for charity.
Tuning for.
I want it though.
I know.
I don't have the money. I spent it on this.
I know.
Dollars or 500?
I like 500, but
I like 500 as well. I gotta get to a $5,000 mark. Okay, this one's dead, isn't it?
Yeah.
I have the actual mic because my mouth is a little dry now. I haven't actually really shot.
I can check out that.
All right, so we have.
Are there any rich people?
Wow, I'm a little shocked.
it was one of those pure food music.
It's just like a little purifying crystal.
It's fun. It looks like a
What's
tuning
this
fork.
personal purification ritual tuning fork?
That sounds good. Sounds good to me.
Good job.
Well, it is. It's a tuning fork and a crystal. Personally, wow. What you got started?
Take MasterCard?
I really wish I can take an IOU for like 5 minutes and there's an ATM, but I can't take MasterCard because we don't have any charge cards here, do we?
We have no way of actually taking charge card, but if you have like a debit card, if you know.
Yeah, there's an ATM. If you have a debit card, we will hold for a short period of time. I'm going to start it at 100 because you will never find this anywhere, ever. 100? Do I have 150? 150. Do I have $200? $200. Do I have 250? 250. Your wife's gonna kill you.
You understand?
Do I have 300? 300 over there. Do I have 350? 350 from anyone. 350. 375. Do I have 400? I want 400. 4 there. 425.
I'm a student.
425 anywhere.
You got me out to my limit.
You will never, ever, ever see this again. Mainly because it's one of a kind. Once that gets sold, that was the only one as auctioned by Delta Cow here that we will ever see. You will never get another one touched by him. Although we're trying to get it out. Can we have a piece of paper that says, I gave this at Matsuricon? Awesome. Otherwise, it's just like, yeah, I got myself a 5. Okay, we have $500.
Yeah!
Issue a little letter that says it was authenticated. So you will have a way to say, when you go to Pawn Stars, yeah, this is actually that. So we have 550 anywhere?
Number 1 of 1.
550. Do I have 575? Stop! No, because he's more dedicated than you. 575 anywhere. 550 going once. 575. Need 575. Come on, guys. We want to get $5,000 and we need actually really close down. So 550 going once. No 575. Going twice. Sold to the man for 550.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead. Go for it.
And then you can
I just kind of like to get a close-up shot of this.
I know, you don't even necessarily worry about it.
Ore tachi wa bimbo desu.
My names will be in the credits and nobody watches.
Wow. Very, very, very awesome. Very awesome, everybody. Thank you so much. Wow.
That's amazing.
All right. I think honestly we can actually kind of start at this point. We'll just let more people on as they come along. All right. I think honestly we can just go ahead and just start. I'm just gonna ask, please just raise your hand. Try to keep it brief. And we'll try to get as to everybody as we can. All right. All right. Can I go in front with this?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. It's off right now, so. Go ahead.
One thing that I know you're probably very aware of is that a lot of your fans really love making remixes of your music. What do you think of that, and do you enjoy listening to that sort of thing?
He's a man of few words. Go ahead.
I'm a game design student as well as a musician. I've always been inspired by your work. I was wondering if sometime at the end of the panel, since I wanted to do charity, but I bought this hoping I could get you to sign it, Final Fantasy VII Black Label. Could I get you to sign it afterwards? Thank you.
I kind of have a question on a similar vein. I met my husband 7 years ago playing Final Fantasy VII, and because of the memories, when we decided to get married a few years ago, we decided to walk down the aisle to Eris's theme, and we did our communion to Eyes on Me. So I was wondering if you would sign a wedding picture for us, so we could frame it and keep it at our home.
He said that he's very happy that the theme that you used for the aisle wasn't Sephiroth's.
Sorry, that might be mine.
That would have been, I don't know. I was thinking about that, but my wife said no.
If you find that woman, do it.
Final Fantasy VII, Wall Market. I think, on purpose. I think there's some notes that are a little too flat or sharp. On purpose, maybe. Yeah. Played out of key.
He said he didn't notice.
You don't remember. Okay, thank you.
He said, was that strange in a musical perspective? Like, we didn't quite understand the question.
I think some of the notes were a little bit off on purpose.
Wasn't cool.
わざとしたことにしといてください。そういうことにわざとしたことにしといてください。
Please make it so. Please make it that he did it on purpose.
Okay, that's my headcanon.
Mr. Uematsu,
That was kind of a dick question.
I'm wondering, what of all the Final Fantasy music which you have done is your favorite?
You don't ask that to a composer.
いつもそういう質問をもらうんですけど、答えるのすごい難しいんですけど、
He always gets those questions, but it's very hard to answer.
でもなんかほらコンサートとかやるときプログラムを見るとどうしても6の曲が多いんで、多分やっぱり自分の中では6が好きなのかなと思いますけどね。でも全部好きですよ。
He says that whenever he looks in the programs for concerts, there's lots of 6 songs. So it might be subconsciously he might like 6 a lot more, but he said he loves all the songs that he's made.
Number 6.
All right, Uematsu-san, describe a typical day at work.
Oh.
can
基
tell.
本的にですよ。僕ね、朝5時に起きるんですよ。
He wakes up at 5 in the morning.
で、3時間仕事をして、
He works for 3 hours.
で、8時から犬の散歩に行って、
8 in the morning, he goes to walk his dog.
で、9時、散歩から帰ってコーヒー飲んだり、朝ごはん食べたり、新聞読んだりして、それが9時半ぐらいですかね。
Between 9 and 9:30, he starts to eat breakfast and read the newspaper.
で、9時半からお昼までは、基本的にですよ、ジムに行くことにしてます。
Between like 9:30 and around noon, he always tries to go to the gym. Usually, basically, he tries to.
12時から1時間ぐらいお昼ご飯を食べて、
Then around for an hour after noon, he makes sure to eat lunch.
で、1時から2時ぐらいまで人と会ったり、外に仕事に行ったりしますね。
Between 1 and 7, he goes out and meets with other people and does worky things.
あ、その間に犬の散歩があった。
But between that, he had another dog walk thing.
で、7時から8時までご飯を食べて、
Between 7 and 8 o'clock, he eats dinner.
で、8時ぐらいから寝るまで酒飲んで。
8 o'clock in the time, he goes to sleep, he drinks sake.
でもそれは本当にあくまで決めてるスケジュールであって、
But this is a schedule that he's always had.
ほとんど守られてません。
And it doesn't follow it at all. It's not an ideal schedule.
Schedule of an artist.
Thank you.
Just a quick question. What was your inspiration to make the song Dancing Mad from Final Fantasy VI into 4 parts?
Go ahead.
うん。
Good questions.
いろんな音楽が好きなんですね。いろんなタイプの音楽が。
He likes all kinds of music and just all different types of genres, all kinds.
でね、例えばほら、フィールドに出て歩く時の曲とか、街の中に入って街で流れる曲とかってある程度こうジャンルが決められますよね。そこでヘビメタかけてヘビメタルかけるわけにもいかないし、ある程度ジャンルが決められるんだけど、バトルの曲だけは何が入ってもいいんですよ。かっこよければ。
He said that in the field and in the towns, the genre is kind of chosen, like it has to go like a specific kind of feel. But when you go out into battle, it can be anything you pretty much want. It can be, I mean, like what he said, like you can't really have heavy metal playing in the fields while you're adventuring or the but when you're in the battle, like you can do any kind of music you want. You can have fun with it. It doesn't really matter.
うん、だからバトル女性乱舞ダンシングマットはじゃあ賛美歌でもないけどちょっと教会でかかるような荘厳な音楽でやってみるっていうのはどうだろうかっていう発想でああいうパイプオルガンの曲を作ったんですね。
For Dancing Mad, he wanted to give a feel for like pipe organs, for like mass in a Catholic church almost. So he wanted to give that feel to it.
でもそれだけじゃほら荘厳な感じで長いバトルをパイプオルガンだけだと退屈しちゃうんで、そこにこう変拍子とか転調とかいったちょっとプログレッシブロックみたいな要素を含めて作っていきましたね。
So what he wanted to do was, because it might have been long and drawn out and a bit dark for such a long battle, instead of just doing like flat out pipe organs, he wanted to add like different elements to it that made it more like maybe kind of progressive rocky and just to add more excitement.
そんな感じ。
Like that.
Back in the 80s, when Final Fantasy I, when you were working on the music for that, and Square was not doing so well, and they named the game Final Fantasy because they didn't know that they were going to make any money on it. Did you ever imagine, sitting here now with all of us here, did you ever imagine that your music was going to become, starting with that game? Did Did you ever imagine that you
No,
would be
no,
doing this
no.
now?
No need to think. No.
As a game composer, is there any other game like in history that you would like to rescore and actually redo the soundtrack to, and why, other than Final Fantasy, that's ever come out?
でもやっぱり他の作曲家さんはやっぱり他の作曲家さんの魅力がそれぞれありますからね。それを自分でやり直すっていう気はないかな。自分の曲だったらいっぱいやり直したいですけど。
He said other composers kind of have their own like quality to them, like their own composing, like artistic style. But there are many songs that he might like to do over himself.
Like what?
If Final Fantasy VII was remade today with modern graphics and everything, would you be willing to do the music for it as well? And what would you change to the current Final Fantasy soundtrack to adapt it for a modern version?
ありますね。
There are many things you'd like to
change. でもオープニングとかエアリスとか最後のなんだっけセフィロスのバトルとかはあれは好きだからね。
He said that other than the opening theme, Aaron's theme, and Sephiroth's theme, he would like to keep. But other things he'd be like, because those are his one of his favorites in the game. He would still like to change some other ones in there too. But those three are his favorites, so he wouldn't want to change those.
Hello. First, I want to say thank you so much for giving us so much beautiful music over the ages. And my question for you is, when you compose a new piece of music or a new set of music for a game, where do you draw your inspiration
from? Where does it come from?
もうなんか何年この仕事続けても締め切りが近づくまでできないんですよね。
Even though he's been working in this field for years, he always doesn't quite make it to the deadline that's set out for him.
それがもうなんかそんな締め切り関係なしにできる人が多分天才なんでしょうね。
He said probably geniuses are people who make it to that deadline.
Do you ever plan on retiring?
引退したいよ。
I want to.
いろんなローンを抱えて帰った。
He has all kinds of loans and debts that he has to pay.
You should get the money from Josh.
What soundtrack that you worked on do you feel pushed you the most creatively?
Mm. それもさっきの質問と同じようにもう全部一生懸命やってるんだけど、どれかっていうのは言えないけど、まあでも6、7、8ぐらいが僕結構いろいろ調整して面白いものになってるかなとは自分で思いますね、個人的に。
Like he answered that kind of question previously when they asked what's his favorite one. But out of all of them, he might have more attachment to 6, 7, and 8, just because they seem more fun. Can you hear me? I'm sorry. I'm trying to speak
Hi. With your low-carb diet, does that affect your beer intake?
あのね、僕ね、ビールも8 8月から今月から始めたんですよ。
He started his diet this month.
それまでもうどんくらいですかね、30年以上毎日飲み続けてたビールを8月に入ってから飲んでないんですよ。
But he's been drinking beer for about 30 years. But starting this month, he hasn't been drinking it.
でもね、8月1日から始めて、3週間ぐらいで、大したことないけど3キロが痩せましたよ。
He said it's been only about 3 weeks, but he still lost about 3 kilograms from that diet.
でも、
But he's not sure if that's a lot or less, so he can't really.
酒がいい。ね
What made you originally decide to become a composer, and why did you move to the video game side of it?
.僕はもともとそんな勉強ができたほどもないし、スポーツが得意だったんですね。スポーツが。
He wasn't really one that was good at studying, but he's always liked sports a lot.
で、将来頭使う仕事よりも体使う仕事に就いた方がいいなと思ってて。
Rather than a job that relies on his mind, rather than a job that relies more on like mental tasks, he'd rather have something more physical that uses your body.
で、僕は本当にね、冗談抜きでプロレスラーになろうと思ってたの。
Without like not joking at all. He actually wanted to be a pro wrestler.
小学校の時にウィーン少年合唱団ですよ。ウィーン、ビエナ。
Oh, when he was in elementary school.
ウィーン少年合唱団のコンサートに行って、生まれて初めて音楽で涙を流したんですね。
For the first time in his life, when he was in elementary school, he went to like the Vienna.
Choir.
Yeah, the choir. He was in a choir and he listened to it. For the first time, he actually like had tears to music and he realized how beautiful it is.
それで音楽で初めて感動して、これはただ事じゃないなと、すごい面白いものが世の中にはあるなと思って、もうそのあたりからこういう仕事を、音楽を作る仕事をやってみたいなってぼんやりと思ってましたね。
From then on, he realized how like inspirational, how wonderful music is, and he wanted to pursue that field. That music can move people that far. So he wanted to go towards that path.
So obviously your music is a huge part of the games, just like it's really important. But are there any other parts of the game design process that you want to be involved in or find yourself involved in?
Voice acting.
I want to see that too.
Hi. Has there ever been a moment in any of the games that you have ever scored that you look back on later and you saw the moment that the music was a part of, like the scene or the cut scene or the fight scene, and you thought that it really made that whole moment perfect?
So Eric's theme was exactly spot on as he thought it would be, so that was really unbelievable. Zenar. I don't know how to say it. But Zenarcon's theme too was really spot on for him too.
I've grown up loving your music and hearing it evolve over the years. And when I went to study music at college, my choral instructor hated video game music. And I gave him a CD of all your greatest, or what I considered your greatest works. And he changed his mind. Have you seen that video game has become more classically accepted?
Actually.
What was the last part of your question?
If you've seen that video game music has become more classically accepted from a music standpoint.
いや、思わないんですよね。ゲーム音楽僕が始めた頃ってまだそのゲーム音楽っていうジャンルもなかったし、普通の作曲家はほらヒットポップスとかちゃんとしたシンフォニーとか書くでしょ、映画音楽とか書くでしょ。ゲーム音楽なんかやりたがる人が誰もいなかったから、僕みたいな人間が入れたようなだけで、まさかそんな誰も音楽がやりたがらないような仕事が20、30年経ってこんな風になると予想しなかったですよね。
When he first started out, like game theme music wasn't something that that people really aspired to be. But like people of like that talent, they go into more like symphonies and making songs in that kind of way. And he didn't imagine that in over 20 and 30 years that because like him being on like the really influential, being able to influence that many people, to be able to bring game music design this far, he didn't foresee that at all.
As a fellow musician and composer, when you're writing, do you prefer your music to be more harmonically interesting or more melodically interesting?
Harmony, melody.
I'm trying to think of good Japanese words.
We were wondering how you were translating that.
ハーモニーとメロディーの中にどちらが一番大切ですか? Right?
But it's different words for harmony and melody. I'm looking it up right now.
まあ多分音楽としては両方とも重要な要素だと思うんですけど、僕は多分メロディーの方に寄ってると思いますね。メロディーを重視してる。
Those are really two really important components to music, but he might be focusing more towards the melody. Does that
Yeah, that is.
Hello. First of all, thank you for all the fond memories throughout my childhood.
I love you.
Second of all, I was wondering if you ever played any of the games that you composed music for, and if so, do you have a favorite?
Oh.
All the Final Fantasy games are fun. All the Final Fantasy games are fun.
What would your pro wrestling name be?
Scotch. Oh yeah.
He
Rowdy
wanted to
Piper.
be Scott the Piper. Like he was Scottish and then Scott the Piper.
Rowdy Piper.
I could see him being a Rowdy Piper in Japan.
Yeah,
That'd be
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. I have to find that.
To one-winged angel, he comes marching out.
What would you say, what was the longest time you've had to compose one song? Like, what song
took you the longest to compose?
Maybe Sephiroth's theme at the very end.
あれは例えばイントロから作って A メロがあって B メロがあってって普通の歌の